Okay, guys, let's do floor 56 now, which I feel once again it's a bit of like a stats check in terms of how strong your blue DPS is. So just for reference, my blue Gojo is deep 4, and I do have him at grade 15 as well. I didn't level up any of those nodes, but he is at grade 15. And pure level wise, he is at level 140, but that's only because I have stamped him, so that's kind of why I'm able to get him at level 140 without basically breaking through both of those two nodes. If you do not have a stamp on him, you basically need to level up both of them first in order to make sure you can actually then level him up to level 140. But obviously, you don't need to copy my level, like for like. I think probably 137 it should be enough as well. I think probably just get him to grade 15. I think that's going to be quite helpful for this battle, to be honest. Alternatively, just wait for Sukuna if you're planning to summon for him, and he will make the stage a lot easier as well, I believe. Now, in terms of strategy for this floor, basically, survivability point of view, it's actually quite straightforward because all of this enemy only do single target attack. So you just need to find out some trick to avoid and absorb all of them. And basically the way you're going to do it is on turn 1, you're going to use Miwa. The way Miwa is going to do is that Miwa should be strong enough to tank at least one hit, and then she can dodge another one, and then she will absorb the last hit. So basically she can, absorb all of the attacks on turn 1. And then on turn 2, turn 3, turn 4, you have this torn recollection on your Mojito, and Mojito would have enough curse energy to actually do this back to back 3 times as well. And that's basically how you're going to dodge off the tower on turn 2, turn 3, turn 4. And then on turn 5, you are basically going to use this R recollection to once again dodge off the attack. So basically, you can actually go through this entire battle without taking any hit. So that's from the defensive point of view. Now, from offensive point of view, what you need to know is that for this boss, unless you actually kill off the 2 side minions, otherwise, he is actually gonna get damage reduction applied to him. So basically what that means is that you would want to nuke on turn 6, and you will also need to kill off all of the side mobs on by turn 5. And the way you're going to do this is basically use the domain expansion from Mojito plus single target attacks from your blue Gojo. Now, in order for Mojito to actually get his domain expansion out in time, I believe you need to have Unity. So basically that's kind of why I have Unity here. So that's kind of the reason for all of the recollections. And then the other thing is in order to make sure your single target attack can actually get the enemy down to kind of the last few bit of HP, so it's within the killing range of domain expansion, you actually need one of your buffers to start buffing on turn 1. And that could be a bit tricky, which is basically if one of them buff on turn 1, they would not actually be able to buff every single turn, because basically even with the help of this recollection, by the way, I picked this recollection because when you actually retreat, you first of all get a damage buff, but also 10 curse energy. So basically, you can ensure at least one of your buffer is able to stack buff all the way up till Gojo's ultimate attack. Now, for the other one, basically, you will have to pick one of them to actually buff on turn 1, whilst the other one take a break. And the one you're going to pick is always going to be one with Unity equipped. And the reason why you want to do that is because this enemy can actually apply Disruption. So it's actually very likely one of your characters won't actually be able to do anything on turn 5, I believe. The character with this R recollection equipped absolutely have to move on that turn, because otherwise you won't be able to actually activate this recollection and dodge the attack. So whoever have this attacked whoever have this recollection equipped on must be able to attack on turn 5, whilst the one without this recollection, i.e. the one with Unity recollection, he can actually be disrupted and therefore not make a move that turn, and therefore it's not actually that important if you fail to, actually stack up a buff on turn 5 on the character with Unity. So that's kind of why on turn 1, you want to make sure whoever have Unity equipped is going to use a buff, whilst the one with this R recollection equipped is actually going to take a break, and then this can allow you to make sure the one with this R recollection, i.e. in this case it should be Yaga, by the way, because Yaga have a higher buff than Nanami, unless for some reason you have leveled up Nanami's skill a lot higher than Yaga, but normally it should be Yaga the one who is going to do a normal attack on turn 1 and then basically stacking up buff consecutively afterwards, whereas Nanami would be stacking up buff from turn 1 to turn 4, and then turn 5 you run out of curse energy, or you could be disrupted. Either way, you won't be doing any buff anyway. And basically with all of this done, as well as the domain expansion from Mojito, also Mojito can't be disrupted either, by the way, in order for you to make sure you have domain expansion. So I guess there's a tiny bit of RNG from that aspect. But yeah, once you actually have the domain expansion out, you will then be able to kill off the 2 side mobs. The only one remaining would then be Blue Gojo, who would then do a nuke on turn 6, and then finish off with a single target attack on turn 7.
片付けます。最善の一手を常に考えろ。
落ち着け。
やっちゃっていいの？ここが踏ん張りどころです。
集中集中。
さて、楽しくなってきた。来いよ。
出番？待ちくたびれたよ。
相手の動きを観察しろ。
どうしよっかな。
やっちゃっていいの？気張っていきましょう。では、教育の時間だ。これで様子見かな。終わりにするぞ。
こっちじゃないとね。
手早く進ま。相手の動きを観察。
始めよ。
やっちゃっていいの？ここが踏ん張りどころです。教育の時間だ。これで様子見かな。おらおらおらおらおらおらおらおらおら。来いよ。
やっぱりこっちじゃないとね。
片付けます。最善の一手を常に。
どうし。
やっちゃっていいの？ここが踏ん張りどころです。教育の時間だ。
どうしたの？
楽しくなってきた。どこに飛ぶか、どこに飛ぶか。
やっぱりこっちじゃないとね。
これはいけませんね。
今ならいけるね。
それじゃおしまいにしようか。では教育の時間だ。さて楽しくなってきた。
領域展開。自閉円頓か。
行くぞとどめ。来いよ。さて行きますよ。
始めようか。
それじゃおしまいにしようか。では教育の時間だ。対象の7対3の点を弱点にする。私からは以上です。術式判定赤。調子に乗るな。頼みます。当然。片付けます。さて、
どうしよっか。
手加減はしてあげるよ。ここが踏ん張りどころです。総力戦だ。これで払い切る。
そう焦
るな。相変わらずだよ。
よ。じゃあと頑張ってね。
この機会を逃さ。最善の。
始めようか。
ここが踏ん張りどころです。教育の時間だ。
こんなもんか。